Hey Reach family, Jim Leggett here from Grace Fellowship Church in Katy, Texas. Just wanted to give you a quick update of all that's happened since we last met. We're just thankful to God that He's provided $12.5 million as we did a capital campaign called Make Room for Grace. Super thankful for God enabling us to go on 15 cross-cultural mission trips with lots of lives impacted. As a congregation, we studied 3 books of the Bible. We studied the book of Haggai, book of 1 Kings as we studied the life of Elijah, and then the book of 2 Kings as we studied the life of Elisha. We called that series Miracles, and we saw some crazy stuff happening as we opened up our prayer altar to pray for miracles. We also did a sermon series called Restore the Table. It was actually a city-wide deal where all the churches in our city challenged everybody in their congregation to have 5 meal times together per week as a family for 40 days. We've seen over 120 people get baptized, and rather than give you a whole bunch of statistics, I just want to share one story of one life changed. Listen to Caleb's story. Watch this.
My name is Callum Neff, and this is my miracle journey. I'm an endurance athlete, and I had been running around Grace Church for the past 10 years and had never been inside. I was running by Grace one day, a hot summer day, and looked up and there was a sign, and it wasn't like angels singing or a metaphorical sign. It was literally just the sign, and it said, church is at 8:45, and I thought to myself, if I rush home, shower and change, I can make it on time. I walked in the door as an atheist. When I walked into church, I didn't have the tools to face the other parts of my life. Those things weren't working for me. I was missing something. Yeah, I think that the hardest part was just feeling alone and like you're at a dead end, feeling like there's absolutely nothing left. That's a really dark place to get to. As somebody that runs so far and so often all the time, I often put myself into kind of dark places by my own accord. Like, it's part of my job is to be professional in delayed gratification. And it turns out like you're not always able to deal with everything on your own. Yeah, when I first came, we were really diving into who was the real Jesus. And I think almost in a way, normalizing him, like bringing him down to earth, really made me see more eye to eye with that this is all true, that the Bible isn't just a bunch of stories it's somebody made up. It's the actual story. I shot Tyler an email saying, hey, I'd like to sit down and chat and meet. I live close by. Love to just sit out on the patio. And our first interaction was, there's still a lot of tears, a lot of emotion just came out, and Tyler wasn't scared away and welcomed me in and actually just kind of showed me how to pray. It was actually one of the biggest things I walked away from our first meeting, because I'd never done that before. I didn't know how. Early on when I was coming here, I was hearing about disciples making disciples and being hungry, and something about that just stood out to me. I was like, I'm hungry. I really want to know. My oldest daughter gave me a book at Christmas, and at the same time I was listening to a podcast that Tyler had sent, and they talk about this Billy Graham guy, and I'd never heard the name in my life and kind of blew it off, but it was something I wanted to research later. And I go to grab the Christmas gift, and it's a Billy Graham book. And there's just little things like that if you could totally miss something like that happening, but those things happen all the time. And I think you could call it coincidence, but they're too good to be true sometimes. Yes, I'd never been baptized. It felt like the right time in my late 30s to take this plunge and just really commit and show others like that I've committed. And it turned out my sister and my oldest daughter joined me. I had a really special day, and there was just that moment of going under. It's like, that's like an eternal feeling for me. Declaring, I'm Christian. I'm not afraid to be Christian and tell other people. The miracles that are happening, me just coming here to begin with, I never thought 3 years ago he said I'd be coming here regularly with my whole family. That would not be real, but here I am, completely open to a new world and sharing my story, and hungry to continue to learn more and share more too. Unfortunately, sometimes we need adversity to get us to that point and to go fully dark so that some kind of light can get in and you kind of recognize, okay, you know, those are the moments where, you know, you can start believing a little bit. And then you believe a little bit more, and then the light just starts growing and growing. And if you stay hungry for it, you start to see it more often.